Riot Show. This is the Riot Show. You're listening to the Riot Show. This is the Riot Show. You're listening to the Riot Show. This is the Riot Show. You're listening to the Riot Show. This is the Riot Show.
Hey man, the only place I go every night is the Riot Show.
Captain Stage, Mr. Cheeks, myself.
Check us out for an hour, enjoy yourself.
Maybe more.
Good music and special guest list. We the best, forget the rest.
It's just me and Ryan, Cheeks the team. Yeah, we about to reign supreme.
Come on.
Yeah, we coming over and we taking the scene. Yeah, we should be on that limelight up on the screen. Yeah, you know my team. Yeah, we really just doing this. Flew it up every time we really just moving this.
Yeah man, we mix it up. So all of my fellas and chicks with us. Best believe we the new wave. Mr. Cheeks by Boogie and Hampton Days. Let's go.
You're listening to the Riot Show. This is the Riot Show. You're listening to the Riot Show. This is the Riot Show. You're listening to the Riot Show. This is the Riot Show. You're listening to the Riot Show. This is the Riot Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls that are tuned in for the first time, this is the world premiere of the nationally syndicated, the globally anticipated, the locally despised. This is the Ryan Show FM with your host, Ryan Vernell, formerly of Yamakyu Sushi Spot in the Hamptons. Go check it out if you're out there. Joined once again by my partner in radio. We've been doing this for about 5 years now. We started out as a online radio show or a podcast, if you will, but we've ascended. We've ascended to AM airwaves, FM too, but FM's just not as cool as AM. Introducing the great Hamptons Dave to these AM airwaves, 1410 AM, and all over the world. Hamptons Dave, what up, baby?
I love that. I like that my voice is just blasting over AM. It's just like the best feeling, you know, like just like our local station just had that AM feel, you know, like WLNG, the station that we grew up in our town. It just had that AM feel. It's got that like
that gritty. It's got all the feedback and the static in the background.
Now I want to give a shout out to everybody that you know, the people that hate us. You're my favorite.
We want more haters. It seems to be
love the haters.
The answer to blowing up. It's not the people that love you, it's the people that despise you. And when you come from a small town, that's not enough people to despise you. It's unfortunate. But this is the new world order of radio to bring things up to a more exciting level, Hamptons Dave. I'm not recording this in my usual Hamptons abode. Although I say that lightly, I guess technically I'm not in the Hamptons. I'm on Long Island. But I'm in Atlantic City tonight. And I'm not out partying and acting crazy. I know that this is a very controversial decision. I had people in the DMs on Instagram wondering what the hell I'm doing out during the middle of a pandemic. But this is for all those people out there with the 9-to-5 that can't wrap their heads around the fact that sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit. I had money to be made. There's a big business meeting going on in Atlantic City. What, am I going to miss out on it? Come on.
It's big for the family.
It's big for the family. Do you understand? Big shout out to Burger Boss.
I mean, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I wish I was in AC right now. I would definitely be out partying.
No, you don't. It is a little eerie. There's not many people here.
I would definitely be out partying. I would find it. I would be out there, and I'd be exploring it. Mask would be there. Would be with me.
No, it wouldn't.
It would be on me. It would be in my pocket, maybe. How you gonna mouth something to the girls?
It's true. There's a lot of things you don't take into account when you have a mask on in a casino.
This is the Riot Show. You're listening to the Riot Show. This is the Riot Show. You're listening to the Riot Show. This is the Riot Show. You're listening to the Riot Show. This
place I go. Every night it's the Ryan Show.
Hampton State, Mr. Cheeks, myself.
Check us out for an hour, enjoy yourself.
Or maybe more.
Good music and special guests. Listen, we the best, forget the rest.
It's just me and Ryan, Cheeks the team. Yeah, we about to reign supreme.
Come on.
Yeah, we coming over and we taking the scene. Yeah, we should be on that limelight up on the screen. Yeah, you know my team. Yeah, we really just doing this. Fluid up every time we really just moving this.
Yeah, man, we mix it up. To all of my fellas and chicks with up. Hey, best believe we the new wave. Mr. Cheeks, Rob Boogie and Hampton Dave. Let's go.
You're listening to the Ryan Show. This is the Ryan Show. You're listening to the Ryan Show. This is the Ryan Show. You're listening to the Ryan Show. This is the Ryan Show. You're listening to the Ryan Show. This is the Ryan Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls that are tuned in for the first time, this is the world premiere of the nationally syndicated, the globally anticipated, the locally despised. This is the Ryan Show FM with your host, Ryan Vernell, formerly of Yamakyu Sushi Spot in the Hamptons. Go check it out if you're out there. Joined once again by my partner in radio. We've been doing this for about 5 years now. We started out as a online radio show or a podcast, if you will, but we've ascended to AM airwaves. FM too, but FM's just not as cool as AM. Introducing the great Hamptons Dave to these AM airwaves, 1410 AM, and all over the world. Hamptons Dave, what up, baby?
I love that. I like that my voice is just blasting over AM. It's just like the best feeling, you know, like just like our local station just had that AM feel, you know, like WLNG, the station that we grew up in our town. It just had that AM feel. It's got that like
that gritty. It's got all the feedback and the static in the background.
Now I want to give a shout out to everybody that you know, the people that hate us. You're my favorite.
We want more haters. It seems to be
love the haters.
The answer to blowing up. It's not the people that love you, it's the people that despise you. And when you come from a small town, that's not enough people to despise you. It's unfortunate. But this is the new world order of radio to bring things up to a more exciting level, Hamptons Dave. I'm not recording this in my usual Hamptons abode. Although I say that lightly, I guess technically I'm not in the Hamptons. I'm on Long Island. But I'm in Atlantic City tonight. And I'm not out partying and acting crazy. I know that this is a very controversial decision. I had people in the DMs on Instagram wondering what the hell I'm doing out during the middle of a pandemic. But this is for all those people out there with the 9 to 5 that can't wrap their heads around the fact that sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit. I had money to be made. There's a big business meeting going on in Atlantic City. What am I going to miss out on it? Come on.
It's big for the family.
It's big for the family. Do you understand? Big shout out to Burger Boss.
I mean, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I wish I was in AC right now. I would definitely be out partying.
No, you don't. It is a little eerie. There's not many people here.
I would definitely be out partying. I would find it. I would be out there and I'd be exploring it. Mask would be there. Would be with me.
No, it wouldn't.
It would be on me. It would be in my pocket maybe. How you gonna mouth something to the girls?
It's true. There's a lot of things you don't take into account when you have a mask on in a casino. Also, here with us, not literally on the air right this second, but Menza of DCM joined us. At 11 o'clock at night, we had a huge business opportunity arise last night, which would have been Monday night if you're listening right now. Yes, this is a pre-recorded show. How the hell else would it be on all these radio stations? What do you think? That being said, it's 11 o'clock p.m. We're at Indigo Patchogue, and it seems like Chris, he says he's got a little business he needs to attend to. And if there's money to be made that I know I'm actually going to make, look, we don't know when the next paycheck's coming in. I don't know the next time that Trump or Biden or whoever's in office is going to write us out one of these nice checks like he did last year.
I would love a nice stimulus check right now. If you're listening, anybody from the Biden-Harris campaign, anybody from the cabinet, anybody, that's out there, anybody that even, could even just pass the message along, Hamptons Dave is looking for that next stimulus check. Would love to get hit with that right now.
Signed with love. Happens, Dave. I've got a feeling there will be more stimulus checks.
I love it. It's not going to mean the same without Donald Trump's signature, though.
No.
Just a shout out to my people. You know, I'm riding with Biden, and I can't wait for this next 4 years. You know, shout out to Rocco. I know he's really feeling this decision right now that the country has made. And the people have spoken, Rocco. The people have spoken. But
half of them. It's the most divided we've all been.
What I was saying is, you ever see Donald Trump's signature? It's one of the craziest things ever.
No, now that I think about it, what does it look like?
Nothing like Donald Trump. Definitely take a look. Everybody take a look at it. Or if you have the stimulus check, look at it.
I love that he signed the stimulus check too.
Yep.
Very Trump move.
Yeah, very Trump move.
Just to let us know. I'm going to have to Google this though. Literally right here. Looks like the first thing that comes up is Donald Trump's signature analysis. Yeah, it doesn't look. That almost looks like an alien language.
It's ridiculous.
I'm glad you told us to look that up. Yeah, Donald Trump's signature is definitely very strange. He's probably just going out of his way to make it strange. I want to make it seem unique, make it seem strange. Well, shouts to Donald Trump. I wish the best for him. I wish he'd step down, and I really do hope that things pan out the right way. I mean, the guy's like burning his legacy, but we're not going to get into politics, all right? Because once again, I need to be way more informed before I get onto a public platform and start stating my opinion. And that goes for the coronavirus stuff too, Because me, I'm surrounded by conspiracy theorists, Hammons Dave.
And you know what's going to happen? One of our guests tonight is, I know he's very passionate about this topic.
Very passionate.
And he's gonna break it down. He's gonna give you his opinions on it, and
the ones that he's heard on, I'm sure, all of the same news sources that are saying these things. Because that's the whole thing. I just feel like we're in a day and age where you hear the news that you want to hear, and when you're supported by these algorithms that are built into the news sources and places that you go for information, where it keeps giving you information from the sources that you want to see the news given to you. It's agenda-driven media. I could go on and on about it all day.
It's the Wikipedia age.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I wish it was more and obviously Wikipedia has its flaws. You can go on there and lie, but
I was just trying to get you riled up. I know.
Yeah, you know how many times I've gone to Wikipedia and then reiterated something from there and gotten attacked by the guest or whoever's there.
Love that. I love when that happens.
I don't know, because I'm not, like, once again, truly an expert in the field, but I'd say that from my understanding of media, from being in it, advertisers have a lot to do with what you're putting out there. You want to make sure that people are listening to your program so that advertisers are willing to pay for your slots, for your time slots. So if you're saying,
it's just like everything, it's like that goes back to what Eric Davis was saying. Like the owner owns the team, but the advertisers are the ones that are paying the money. That's where the team's getting all the money from. That's where the league. That's why these players are getting so much money. James Harden just turned down a 2-year, $104 million deal.
Crazy. And you can't blame him. We're going to get into all of that later, by the way, because there's a lot of basketball news that we're going to have to break down. Huge trades happening. James Harden's unhappy. Like you said, he's turning down a crazy contract. But back to these advertisers really quickly. How can you put out news that people don't want to hear because they're going to turn the channel away and expect to keep your advertisers if nobody's watching? And that, to me, is like the major glitch in the news. I feel like it's obviously, I don't want to do this for free. But if you're getting paid to tell people what they want to hear to make sure that they keep listening, then that's a very serious problem and a big glitch in the system that hopefully people, not just me, not just shock jocks and people like us that are going to be addressing, but people that have more influence to actually change things. So to people out there that are listening, I challenge you to, instead of just listening to one news source, go out and listen to as many as possible, and don't just take something that you hear on a news source as a fact. You really have to go and look into it. And there's a great tool called Google. For the first time in history, you can just look into anything as deeply as you want. That's really what it comes down to. So, anyway, I'm not going to go too deep into this. Once again, we do have Joe Paul coming in later, who's very opinionated. And I might have to play a little bit of the devil's advocate, as I usually do. We'll see what happens. I'm sure I'm going to be getting a lot of slack tonight, once again, for coming to Atlantic City. But to those people out there that...
Let's turn up. I mean, you're doing enough. You're probably been in the room on the computer the whole entire time. Me,
I haven't played once not once have I gone down and played.
The tables down there, do they have the like the plastic set up and you almost get your own like setup?
I haven't even seen
each person.
I haven't even seen it, but I believe so.
The one that was upstate, it was they cut the number of people that could be at the table and you get your own little section now, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But they're not serving drinks, which is very disappointing. Because when I'm gambling, I like to have my
It's not the
cocktail,
same.
but you can't be doing that. But
no, it's definitely not the same.
Shout out to the whole team you're with. I was jealous. I saw you getting in the limo last night. I was like, man.
Yeah, ridiculous group of people. Yeah. Shouts to Trey. We made a new friend out here. Trey Starr, I believe, is his MC name. Maybe if you're on Long Island, you know who he is. He seems to be pretty popular. He's rolling around with Menza. So yeah, we've got Burger Boss, Menza, and Trey, and they're down at the tables right now. I'm doing the right thing, at least according to half the country. The other half of the country's probably cheering me on right now. Take your mask off. Go down there. But we'll find out what happens. We'll see. At this point, we're going to get a little bit of DJ Honky Wonky since he's sitting here waiting to spin. We'll be back with Joe Paul very, very soon. And we've got more to come. Hopefully, we'll get one of these call-ins from the gentleman downstairs at the casino. Maybe they can even interview a few people. I was surprised with how many old people are here, too. I guess, at this point, whatever. They're just pissing away with a little bit of Social Security's left.
When you got that itch.
You got to scratch it.
That itch, you got to scratch it.
This is The Ryan Show FM, and we are broadcasting from Atlantic City, Brooklyn, and all over the world. Thank you for listening. Honky Wonky, take it away. Bing.
Let me get them, yeah. They gon' hate on the young anyway. They only call me when they having bills to pay. Ain't nobody ask me how I feel today. I think about it and get in my feelings, yeah. Wanna use me, they think I'm stupid. They put out is very confusing. Feel like the media trying to abuse me. Y'all wanna crucify me, huh? Oh, yeah. She a God-fearing woman, but back that up juvenile in 99. Now I'm trying to find peace after finding God. Ain't been having good sleep since my father died. No hard feelings, I'm focused. I thought you know this. One of his prophets, I'm a poet. You ain't got the mind to picture what my flow is. I'm straight from the bottom, what a flow is. Went straight through the roof, like a forgot what a dough is. Tryna make some shoes with Yeezy and $1 billion baby clothing. They think cause we black, that we supposed to hide our feelings and it's over. Not that. She let me at the church on a Tuesday. Don't got a ring, but she gave me that. Don't know how to make secular music. I hope they like it, I hope you still use it. I ain't with niggas, I'm Gucci. They crumbling controversy, I be coolin'. Your chest beating, let me feel your heart. They might say I didn't, but I did my part. I never gave a I niggas feel, and it damn sure ain't the day I'm finna start. Yeah, sent the beat that I could pick apart. Right now in the zone, we at the minute mark. I walk down for a minute long, put the top down, know I'm strapped with that glizzy. Ain't even mean to go get in my feelings. This here powerful song, I can feel it. She don't got on drugs, but she know all the scriptures. She teach me the word, I never forget her. Forgive me and her, it's the time for repenting. They clap like amen from the back when I hit it. I'm black, I'm so black, you can feel it. Hey, 3 million cash on my taxes on Wednesday. The government, I'm paying them millions too, they don't care about me when white people kill them.
Boy, we won, never no joke.
Nah. Say I got the same flow. Ha, ha, ha. Like they say in New York. And everybody judging me. Y'all not God.
Overthrow. Send the drones in. All the maneuvers. Feeling constant. I don't need a strike back. I let God fight my battles.
Hey, start with a cat, let it down what it got.
If one more person call me and ask me what's wrong with Ye, that's a grown man, I can't tell him what he can or can't say. Never been a yes man, so I don't feel like I have to explain. F y'all knew, ex-drug dealer, ex-ball player, ex-games. Going down like Aspen, diamonds in the watch like aspirin. From the clay like Cassius, ride the beat, the seatbelt fast. Nah, Johnny Gill, my. Use a diamond chain for a tie, had to connect before Wi-Fi. Keep her on her toes, ballet. Got a stick in Calais, hard to pour this and valet. If you ain't first, you last place. Ain't trying to brag, but I'm straight. I call the case before I call the code. It's a Rolls Royce on drag race. If rap don't work, I'll buy a stove. If rap don't work, I'll buy a scale. Make them nervous, start biting nails. Serve them folks upstairs and downstairs, clientele on clientele. Spend a 30 in YSL. Shawty think she a Clydesdale. I'm an Esco double partner from the fire hydrant on Firehead. Boy, we won, never no joke. Nah. All summer, murder you wrote. Nah. Who do you talk about? Nah. Doing everything they didn't allow. Nah. Overthrow. Send the drones in. All the maneuvers. Feeling constant. I don't need a strike back. I let God fight my battles.
Hey, start with a cat, let it down what it got.
Yeah, check it out. Where is he at, man? Look here over there, dude. Where he at? Right there. All right, cool.
Yo,
I'm the rocker man, block cocker man, like a blocker man. You can't stop a man. Technique I freak, make chicks strip to bare meat, leaving nothing on but their shoes. No rules, I'm dumbing out in the bathroom, getting off till I off. East Single the mingle, blow something in the air to make them tingle. Earrings, watch them jingle. Leave the spot, jump in the car and skate. Bouncing with the new Biggie Smalls tape. Dead wrong down Sunset. Haven't had fun yet. Me not the E. You wanna make it back? Remember this? Lounge you in the danger zone. E got the block zone. Snipe the drop zone. Peep the whip. I'm sitting on 20-inch Brabants. And y'all sitting on garbage. Feel me, baby, the way I be moving. Watch what I'm doing. Got the spot brewing. Off the hook in here. You can smell it? Gangsta. I let Easy E tell it.
Being a gangster is so neat. Yeah, gangster beat for the streets. Being a gangster is so neat. Yeah, gangster beat for the streets. Being a gangster is so neat. Yeah, gangster beat for the streets. Being a gangster is so neat. Yeah, gangster beat for the streets. I got beat for the street to the beach. I be rolling. Never see me strolling. 40s I be holding. Girls in the daisies drive easy crazy. Rolled up my windows as I turn on my AC. Rolling down Crenshaw, see the jocking. Sunday nights popping, see the foes hopping. My stereos bumping that ATL funk. You could call it what you want. Either way, the being a gangster is so neat. Yeah, gangster beat for the streets. Being a gangster is so neat. Yeah, gangster beat for the streets. Being a gangster is so neat. Yeah, gangster beat for the streets. Being a gangster is so neat. Yeah, gangster beat for the streets.
Yeah, feel me, y'all. The MC, y'all. Yo, who I be, y'all? E, that's me, y'all. Shining, call me the Black Jack Nicholson. Here's Eric for those that's listening. Yeah, I'm right there. Block the glare when you stare. Cover your face when I'm in the place. E, the boy in the East. Got green eyes with telekinesis. Keep dime pieces. Snatch a beat, it's a 4-time jack move. Easy E and E make the jack move. The combo you hear here sounds so sweet. Gangster beats for the streets.
Being a gangster is so neat. Yeah, gangster beat for the streets. Being a gangster is so neat. Yeah, gangster beat for the streets. Being a gangster is so neat. Yeah, gangster beat for the streets. Being a gangster is so neat. Yeah, gangster beat for the streets.
And we are back live from Atlantic City. AC, this is the Ryan Show FM with your host, Ryan Vernell. Hamptons Dave, I can tell by looking at you here in the Zoom chat that you're extremely jealous.
I'm not that jealous. I mean, I'm jealous because I could tell you, Ryan's been sipping on that tequila. He's starting to rhyme when he talks. He's got a little bop to him right now. I love that. That's the Ryan that I like out here. Too bad.
As much bop as I can. And right off the jump, cursing. Right off the jump with a curse word, too. Love it.
Love it.
The worst.
Get it out early. No, you should be at the blackjack table recording.
Yeah, timestamp.
Recording at the blackjack table.
Yeah, I should be. Once again, folks, I am broadcasting live from Atlantic City, which normally I do not do. Normally you hear me from East Quogue out in the Hamptons, Brooklyn, Long Island. But I'm very excited for tonight, not only because I'm in Atlantic City, but I've waited a long time for this moment to introduce our buddy Joe Paul onto the radio waves here at the Ryan Show FM. Joe Paul, formerly known as Lyric Enforcer. I know fans of hip-hop may know him as that, but I guess at this point, it's pretty well known. He is Joe Paul, the one and only verified podcast host, musician. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up.
Yeah, what up?
Yeah.
You know what it is? We get lit, we get fly, we get drunk, we get high. But to the masses, I'm that podcast called Verified. It's your boy, I am Joe Paul. Ryan, Dave, listen, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you guys for inviting me. I've been a big fan of your work for a long time. I love your grind. I love your tenacity. I love your hustle. It's something that a lot of the, industry journalists now kind of lack that drive and hunger. So I enjoy the come up because when you actually make it really, really big, and I feel like you're on the cusp of it, I could say, I've been tuning in since the with the timestamp.
I love it.
From the fudge and jump. I said fudge.
Yeah, no, I heard you. It's delicious.
It's a pleasure to be here. So thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yo, it's good to have you, dude. And I got to say, the first time we had you on, which unfortunately it didn't air on the FM airwaves, we had this huge plot and plan back during the Toys for Thoughts Christmas celebration, where we were going to have you and a bunch of your goons, a bunch of Jewish goons, run up on Santa Claus and beat him down with steel chairs.
That was the worst rainstorm I've ever seen in my life. And the parking, like, I mean, listen, for you people that perform, in places where there's adequate parking, you'll never know what the struggle is of being a performer in the New York area when there is no parking. You have to walk 6 blocks in order to get to the venue. Or if you're in the city, you got to pay $50, and if you're a struggling artist, like most of us are, the term starving artist, $50 is a lot, and we're already paying tolls and gas, and God knows what kind of, things that we have to do once we get in there in terms of, like, buying drinks, obviously the host, you got to, buy him a drink, the DJ, you got to go buy him a drink. It's just this stuff. So it's like it all adds up. So for you people that don't realize, it is a struggle to be a performer in New York. Yep. There was no parking, and this was the worst rainstorm I've ever seen. We were soaked.
Every single variable was not going our way during that equation. Every single one. It was raining. There was a fight that broke out, and all of the thoughts left. We had a bunch of strippers that were in there ready to strip.
That was so funny. As soon as our performance, it was with me and Truth, and we finished on stage. I saw the fight. I was like, damn, I didn't think we were that bad.
I watched it. I watched the fight happen. I watched him walk in, and I saw him lock eyes, and I watched the whole thing, and it's just a shame that the thoughts left. But I mean, as a onlooker, it was funny how it went down.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's a story now that we're on the radio. At the time, it was upsetting because the footage of having an actual Toys for Thoughts celebration. But remember, we did it for the kids, and it was a great success in the sense that we raised a whole bunch of toys for tots, not for thoughts. Once again, not to confuse anyone, we didn't take the toys or take adult toys and give them to thoughts.
It was an adult toy drive for the thoughts of Bed-Stuy in Clinton Hill.
Thoughts have big hearts too.
I mean, when you think about it, sex sells. So it's like if you and the naming of the venue is everything. So Toys for Thoughts is such a perfect, I don't want to say it's a miscarriage of justice, in the title, but it was for a great cause regardless. And I remember when we walked in there and the stage was completely filled with presents, it was like, this is why we do this,
Exactly.
So this way we can get back to the kids. And very rarely.
I'll tell you what, Ryan's kid had a great Christmas after that drive.
Oh, I'll bet.
The toys that slip through the cracks?
Yeah.
Thank you, Hamptons Dave, for all your donations.
Yeah. It's all right.
We have another. This is a perfect chance, really quick, to plug this because Joe Paul, I would like to get you involved. We do have a big cyber show for charity coming up for Christmas this year. It's not going to be Toys for Thoughts Part 2 because, I mean, with the strength of having the internet on our side, but we're doing it live from the Hamptons. Everybody's invited. We're going to take the whole broadcast, air it on the radio. There's going to be video to it. It's going to be too good to be true. A lot of happy people this Christmas. I guarantee you that.
Listen, I'll definitely be involved under one condition. We have to involve Hanukkah as well because I am being Jewish.
Yeah,
so
okay, fair enough.
We'll be lighting up.
Completely left out from.
We'll light up. We'll light up the same amount of blunts as the menorah.
13 blunts. Is it 13?
The way you think. I like the way you think.
There we go.
That's it.
Well, I mean, technically, there's 9 candles on the last night, but there's 4 on one side, 4 on the other side, and then the middle candle, which is the candle that you basically light each of the candles from. So, as long as we can involve Hanukkah in the mix, and have like a menorah somewhere, then I'm in it.
Yeah.
More the better. Plus, you guys have more money to invest anyway. I know us good Catholic boys don't have the money to invest this year. We're hurting over here. But we'll see.
It's been a terrible year.
Oh, you know what? Let me take this opportunity. How are you guys doing, like mentally, from COVID? And I know COVID fatigue sets in. And I know that, the country's very divided, on political views and health views. So let me just take this time to ask you mentally, how are you both doing?
I'm glad you asked this because this was what I was going to ask you, Joe Paul, because you are actively speaking out about a lot of things right now on Instagram. I see your videos in the morning. You are really pissed off about people that are going out there. But to answer your question, how do I feel about it? I have a lot of mixed feelings about the whole thing. It's sad to see our liberties slip away, but we also love old people, I'm really torn. I really do think that the economy is very, obviously very, very important.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll make the choice this year to not go to Thanksgiving and risk getting old people sick, because I know that I have to go out and work. It's part of my job to be out there and speaking to people and doing things. So when I can actively make that approach and be intelligent and wear a mask and stay away from getting people sick and know my limitations and really put a cap on, if you will. You know what I mean? So when I see the government kind of force us to do it, it kind of
as he's in a pandemic out at a casino.
Out of the casino at AC with the mask on, albeit it's the AC special. I know, and I say all that, but like I'm not going to my parents after this. I'm going home where everything is okay. I'll quarantine myself. Yeah, to my 1-year-old. He's not 90.
Exactly. And what a beautiful child you have. God bless.
Yes.
Shout out to my man Thomas, the godson.
Yeah, and I think you're making the right decision in opting not to, participate in Thanksgiving. And let's look at it this way. There's never been a government mandate yet because they kind of let it fly. I mean, I have certain opinions of different things that I'm not going to go into on this, but let's just put it this way. We tried to do it on our own without any sort of mandate, and it didn't work because in the past couple of days, I did the numbers. Let's just keep it round. An average of 125,000 cases a day is 3.5 million cases per month.
Yep. This is what Thanos did. This is the snap of the finger.
Right.
Like
and when
Thanos did in Endgame.
And when you think about how we're going to approach the vaccination process, like I don't know if you caught one of my stories the other day, but there's 11 million cases of COVID in the country. So we've done at least 11 million tests. I know we've done more than that because there's people that have been, negative and those don't show up. So let's just say
and false positives, false negatives too, which is we'll get into that after you finish your point.
I'm using the actual number of 11 million. Now let's add all the people that weren't positive. So let's just call it let's call it like 20 million. Okay, so 20 million tests since around March 15th nationwide. And we had 150,000 people, 160,000 people that voted in the election. There's a lot more people in the country. Let's just use 160,000, 160 million people. You know how long it's going to take to vaccinate 160 million people if we've only done 20 million coronavirus tests since March 15th? Not to mention that the vaccine, or at least one of them, needs to be stored at negative 75 degrees Celsius. And we don't have the cold storage facilities set up in place in order to keep those, the vaccine at the proper temperature so that when it is administered, it's done correctly and it's effective. And you also, when you add trying to ship the vaccine, it's put into little storage containers packed with dry ice. And when you pressurized dry ice, do you know what happens?
It explodes, right?
Yeah, there you go. So it's going to be a very interesting, procedure. I'm just exercising on the side of caution. I do believe in vaccines. I do believe in the word of Dr. Fauci. I do believe in the different things that, he preaches. And I believe that there's a reason why me and you are not scientists and doctors, because the barriers of entry to get into the medical field or the scientific field is a lot greater than the barriers of entry of becoming a president. That's all I'm saying. So I'm going to listen to science, and I'm going to keep preaching that good message. And I don't know, man, I've just been activated. And, with this hashtag, I am the vote movement that was started by, a hip hop great, icon, Queen and King and Queen, Rob Love and Maria Davis. It's like I've been activated to be the voice for the people that aren't going to watch the news or definitely wouldn't watch CNN or are continuing, just stupid rhetoric by people that don't really make sense. So yeah, I'm speaking out as loud as I can, and I know I've alienated a bunch of people, but
love that.
I love that you're passionate, and you do seem to be doing your research. And this is what I got to ask. And once again, I'm more so playing devil's advocate than anything else because I agree with a lot of what you said. But what do you say about all of the false negatives and false positive tests? I know that Elon Musk made some pretty big news this week when he kind of questioned the
Tested
whole
positive?
idea of coronavirus. Yeah, or at
Yeah,
least
he also tested positive. He couldn't be at the launch because he tested positive, and
yeah.
there was 2 positives and then 2 negatives. What do I feel about that? I feel like it's another, and I don't want to get political at all because I know you have a lot of listeners that are on both sides. So I don't want to play.
No, it's fine.
favorites with
Please,
them.
we want to make them uncomfortable.
Make
That's the point.
everybody
Is we
angry and uncomfortable.
like
Yeah,
we
this
should
is
be
our-
listening to
yeah.
all of those news sources that do make us
Okay,
uncomfortable.
listen,
Fill them
okay,
with it.
so all right, so the administration failed completely when it came to prioritizing testing and how effective it is with the knowledge of testing and in rapid time. Like it made absolutely no sense when they had a test that you were waiting like 7 to 14 days to get back. The priority should have been a test, and there was a doctor named Dr. Rick Bright that was ousted from his position for basically being the one of the first oppositions against hydroxychloroquine, that it did not work, and just expressing the risks of it. But he's also one, I forgot what his actual title was, but he's the one who actually started us looking for a vaccine, purchasing the PPE, getting the testing where it needed to be. And then because of this political landscape, and what the administration was doing to a lot of the whistleblowers, he didn't get a chance to do it. And obviously the Trump administration threw out the pandemic book that was left by the Obama administration. So he's never had experience with dealing with a global pandemic.
The whole thing is just so scary to me because we really don't know who to trust, and we don't know enough about this virus right now. It's not like it's been around for a long time, and you've got two agenda-driven news sources telling you two different things. You've got scientists on one side saying one thing and scientists on another side saying one thing. All of these different opinions on what's going on. So it's just a tough time.
Well, let me put a tiny bit of that to rest for a lot of the people that are watching or listening.
Yeah.
The scientists, listen, the president's medical puppet, I call him, and Dr. Scott Atlas, he's a neurologist and a radiologist. He's not an infectious disease specialist. He has no idea about what he is talking about in terms of this stuff that he spews. I don't want to get into too deeply about it, but I'd rather take my advice from an infectious disease specialist who has basically been under 6 administrations of the presidency, has absolutely no political affiliation at all, and has took an oath for the last 50 years that he's been practicing in that field of infectious disease. I'm going to take his word for it over anybody's. I'm not going to listen to the puppet that basically Donald Trump puts his hand up his ass and makes it fall. So I'm sorry. I'm saying that. I apologize, but I've been drinking a little bit. I've been smoking a little bit.
No.
Passionate.
Look,
I can tell the passion right
the
there.
The passion. It's good to be passionate.
Listen, you guys can relate to this. It's like people ask me why I'm so mad. Do you
Tell
realize
him why you're mad, son. Tell him why you're mad, son.
Tell him why you mad. Tell him why you mad. Yo, son. No, but on real. You know how many opportunities have been lost, how many bags have been lost because certain things are not open the way they need to be? Like, I'm not getting those calls saying, yo, come through and do a show and, we'll pay you $500, come through and, take a picture with the bottle girls, because we got sponsored by this liquor, we'll pay you $250. And I go in there for a half hour and I leave, or yo, Joe, come host this party. So I'm not getting those calls. So it's like 30% of my revenue has been totally just out of my freaking life. And until people actually take this seriously, and when they go out, care about one another by putting on a mask, by social distancing, by not throwing these secret parties, by not being in events. And it's hard too, because like I see it all around, and it's like I don't want to yell at one person but then not yell at the other person. So it's like I'm just trying to exercise on the side of caution, especially because my father just had surgery and I can't afford to get anything because his immune system is still a little compromised, and I'm his caretaker for like 4 or 5 days a week.
You know what it really seems too? It seems like the argument is for a lot of people is that what's more important, the health of the elderly or the economy for the next like 30 years? And it's a really stone cold, awful way to look at things. But I
We could do both. Do both.
And that's kind of what I feel like we were doing over the past few months and you know, there is going to be a rise, obviously, in what's going on. I guess we're going to have to see. I really don't. You asked me what my opinion is. I have to go with the medical experts, like you said, the guys that have been in it for a long time. And selflessly, the best thing we do is put a mask on and stay inside and do our best to stay away from people as best as we possibly can. Totally get it.
That's it. It's like, I mean, even when it comes to, like, I mean, I have a lot of artists, you know, that, you know, are in the hip hop industry and, you know, all over the music industry. And it's like the actual act of releasing music now feels so unnatural. So it's like, for you to go out of your way to kind of shoot a music video with like 12 people all jumping in people's faces and stuff like that, like, it's not smart, because I know that you motherfuckers are gonna kill. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. I will spank myself later. I've been a naughty boy. I've been cussing. I don't want you jokers to kill grandma and grandpa before they're ready to leave. They want to see you married. They want to see you have kids. They want to see you grow and prosper. They don't want to die alone with a ventilator shoved down their throat, not being able to breathe, while their mucus in their lungs turns to glass and literally cuts them apart and gives them an pneumonia and they freaking die.
Crazy.
Suffocate. A lonely, crazy death.
Do you see the other side? Do you see, though, why people might be worried that every so often when your liberties do kind of get taken away by the government, it's hard to retain them in a lot of situations, and it's kind of a slippery slope? I'm trying as best as I can always, whether it's politics or whatever it is, to kind of stay in the middle. At least be objective. And that being said, it is a slippery slope. I guess we're really just going to have to see what happens in the next...
But when public, and you said it best, we don't know enough about this virus to make frivolous decisions. And one of the best decisions we can make is to always wear a mask, hand sanitizer, you know, especially in stores. Because there's a whole other argument that I have.
You know what it really is? It's just a distrust of media. I feel like a lot of people don't trust what they see on TV. They feel like there's some type of agenda behind it. And I think that blinds people to...
Listen, there's a lot of misinformation that
it's not just the media, though. People don't trust the government. People just tend to not trust the government. That's kind of how our country was built in the first place. I mean, if somebody has...
I think right now, I just think, you know, there's probably, like it's showed in the election, there's more than half the people that don't trust Trump. And that, so anything that he says, even if it's going against it, I just don't think they're thinking anything the media is putting out right now. People are just going against it.
I like to appeal to the human spirit of Americans. And I'd like to think that deep down
it's
in
dead.
Their conscience, I realize that, but I still have hope. Hope is a very, very powerful four-letter word besides love. So I hope and I pray, because I believe in people. I mean, maybe I'm a sucker, you know, for it, you know, and I might be, you know, King Ding-a-ling sucker, you know, to believe that people actually have a human decency about them. And I'd like to think that deep down they see what the real agenda is. It's like,
but then people let you down, and you really see the trick.
It's like they said that the president has not been at a coronavirus task force meeting in 5 months. We have, because his ratings got so low because he sparked off at the mouth with the, you know, can we have, you know, sunlight, you know, maybe bleach, maybe clean it inside. That's me. You know, like when he did that, and then like he got killed for it, he stopped the coronavirus task force, you know, briefings, which were even though some of it was like, you know, bull caca.
It was comedic genius, though. Just watching it,
it was still essential for us to get the proper, you know, news adequately. That's why I respect, even though a lot of people hate Cuomo, I respect him for every single day giving us what the facts were, what the numbers were, what the risks were, and what the goals were. I felt like if every single place around the country had a Cuomo that was reporting the news of exactly what's going on in this township, you know, these are the numbers, these are the facts, that has nothing to do with politics.
But who knows if that's really the fact?
And that's, there's all these, once again, when there's false and positive, tests being, there's a lot of misrepresentation on all sides.
It's true for the moment, but it's true for the moment. And you know something, New York.
And you know, you hear all these stories about hospitals getting more insurance money for each coronavirus case that they report. These are all facts. Like, so once again, and to all those listeners out there, this is why I say to be objective. Like, we try as hard as we can to be as objective as we can and be as factual as we can at the same time. here on this program. And this is, by the way, very strong opinions by our friend here, Joe Paul. And I do agree with most of them. And if we could take call-ins, this would be a perfect time right now to do so. But unfortunately, we cannot. But what we can do is
that was such a letdown. It was
I know, but I got something better. We're gonna play your music. That's what I'm excited about because it's that time, unfortunately. But I do have to ask you really quickly about some of your music before we spend all night talking about the coronavirus, which unfortunately, I'm just feeling guiltier and guiltier as I sit here in AC. every hand of blackjack that I play, I'm sweating harder and harder. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Let me ask you something because
sweat all over it, cough on the cards
because you can't drink there anymore.
No, you still can. You can still drink here.
You can still drink at the tables?
I'm not sure. To be honest, I wasn't even playing blackjack. I didn't even risk going down there.
That's why I haven't went to AC, and I do want you to play my music, but I wanted to ask you, it's like, don't you feel like you're trying to force it a little bit? It's like, it's not like the clubs aren't open. You can't go to the pool at Harrah's. It's not.
It's an itch.
Do you have any children? Do you have any kids?
The hookers are wearing their masks.
That's true.
An itch.
They're being safe.
It's
There's
well
that
for me.
itch in
This
your
is
back that you can't reach, and you're gonna keep going until you get it.
And to be honest, it's really not too forced. I'm not here to play blackjack. I'm here for business. I'm here to make some money. And I see a lot of old people here just having a good old time, a grand old time, wheeling around in their wheelchairs, going from table to table. It seems like it's business as usual around here. I mean, I did kind of tiptoe my way up to the room here, but I can't complain. $15,000 suite or whatever that Chris keeps lying and saying how much it costs. By the way, oh my God, it's definitely
Shout out to Craft Burger Chris too.
Or Burger Boss as he goes by now.
I like.
And to anyone out there listening, I'm not running around without a mask on, being crazy.
It's good for the
yeah,
family.
It's good. Exactly, it's good for the family. But we are actually going to play some bar-heavy material right now, and you made the transition from boom bap to more pop, I guess you'd say. I mean, you're still rapping in a lot of your songs, but this brings you back to the essence of lyric enforcer.
Yes, sir.
The old Joe Paul.
Yeah, I mean, I had to bring it back to them because it's like when people hear my pop music, you can hear the bars, but it's like the lyrical patterns of the boom bap, rap fanatic, like I am. It's a shame to let. Back in the day, it was about who used the biggest words and who had the most vast vocabulary. That made you like the best, and my vocabulary, was sick with it. So it's like to not be able to display that on these pop songs, where I just want to make you dance and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though, like you that's like a
that's what I feel like. I walk, talk, breathe, sleep, and eat and hip hop all day long. Like that's who I am, and to deny myself from doing it is to do the world an injustice.
And that's why we got to hit you with these bars right now and let them know what the title of this is and where they can find it, where they can find you on Instagram.
You can find me at I Am Joe Paul. Make sure you look for the blue check, Verified, host of the Verified podcast. This song I actually didn't release because it's a remix of Daytona 500, Wu-Tang's, Ghostface, Raekwon, Capadonna, real classic song. And we made a video to it. So if you go to my page and you scroll down a little bit, and you see like, two people, wearing like hoods and, glasses and, looking like they're about to rob the place. Yeah. We made a video for it. That's the only place you're going to be able to see it. And that them fuckers did not even acknowledge it. Like not one of them even liked it or nothing like that, which is crazy.
Crazy.
But shout out to everyone in Wu-Tang because, like we in Staten Island, like Wu-Tang is in our blood. It's like, so it pains me when like, I bang some of these like 21-year-olds and I'm like, oh, you like Wu-Tang? They're like, what kind of food is that? I'm like, giving me.
Soul food, baby.
I still bang them though. So.
There you go. This is music that will get a 21-year-old girl in your car right now. So turn it up, turn it way up, all the way up. This is the Ryan Show FM. We got Joe Paul in the building, host of the Verified podcast, MC, pop star, the whole nine. Check him out. This is the Ryan Show FM. DJ Honky Wonky is on the ones and twos tonight. Honky Wonky, take it away.
Shout to all my boom bap rap cats, notebooks and knapsacks, spitting darts hearts like sharper than a battle axe. Now that I'm on the map, props to all my Staten cats. Gold roll the Eldorado, run up on your Cadillac. Bald head, ain't afraid to peel your wig back. shatter kneecaps. Come here, sugar, you sweeter than some tree sap. Not woo, I sting like killer bees, so mind your beeswax. That real street rap, most y'all look like B-rats. Short price rapping to God like you need to bring me back. Game is like Remy, we always gonna need pap. Every rapper little in the name, except Kim needs to be slapped. Gun when pop, extend my reach, can't you see that? You don't think these real G's in the streets know where the beat's at? I won't repeat that, and where I am, and where I be is at. Pull Bunyan the way I'm blowing trees back. Pound the flesh like rocket this beef, so where's the meat? And I'll make you say bless you if your beak gets blessed with my sneeze track. When I speak, don't need, but feel free to bring the beat back. Your fingers and knives alive at night time when you sleep at. You better ease back, fasten your seat, but then put your seat back. Play it cool while the G-rap. Let's go.
Start realizing that goes got that shit that'll keep you vibing. But who is here to bring you shouting's finest? But if it's just me, you better step behind us.
True. Staten Island, I got you, I swear it's on now. Celebrating like I'm in the end zone in the dog pile. All smiles on the faces of my team. Crack the dude, say my reality is better than your dreams. This is movie star shit. You know you got it poppin' when you become an option to get these movie star scripts. In my new car sick, the doors open up high from the side like a f***ing bougie star shit. Man, I'm wavy like a fat ass working in slow motion. I ain't even gotta deal with these bitches all open. I ain't even got a chain, but everything is all frozen. I'm so focused, you know what it is when the dawn's spoken. I'm the king of Shaolin. I know you see me with that crown on. Since I started rapping, a lot of rappers got a frown on. I know you hate me cause I'm one of the best. Kim Coco found the kid, it is what it is, she blessed. I wrote the on lockdown from the top bunk. The city is mine. You stuck on the block, bro. Coffee cart change while I'm getting these Starbucks. You not us. Go get a job and get your stock up. They did it first, but I came and did it right. Cause I'm nice. You ain't hard boiled. You egg whites.
Rhymes like beats and make sure shit sell. For where we at, some of my
man start realizing that goes got that shit that'll keep you vibing. But who is here to bring you shoutings finest? But it was just you better step behind us.
I got my mind made up, come on. Get into it. Let it ride. Tonight's the night. Yeah, I got my mind made up, come on. Get into it. Let it ride. Tonight's the night. Yeah, come on.
You know you a freak before the album went platinum. You hardly speak, now your skin grinning. Gassed off the chrome rims in 20-room mansion. I rest my Timbs in. I'm feeling how you shake it. Rings in your belly, I can't take it. Toss up your moe, money make it. Last week frontin', tonight butt naked. I got the flavor, make 'em zoom a zoom. The LL Cool J, give me room. Look up in my eyes as I lower the boom. 20,000 freaks packed up in one room.
All I wanna do is zoom.
What you wanna do?
What you wanna do? All I wanna do is zoom.
What you wanna do?
What you wanna do? Once again it's on. Can't be home. The crime got me in the zone. Homies blowing up the celly phone. The world knew I had to come once more. And just to let y'all know, I do my thing and still blow. Enough to burn. 10 mil sales confirmed. The most anticipated since Tyson's return. So come on everybody, let's all get down.
Cause what we have is a brand new sound. All the mommies in the house getting live tonight. They wanna and all my dogs feel a vibe tonight. They wanna zoom. Say what?
All I wanna do is zoom.
What you wanna do?
What you wanna do? All I wanna do is zoom.
Dre, what you wanna do?
Mr. Smith, it's on you.
In other words, it's gonna be like that. You young boys is blind. I'm seeing them cats. Evolutionary, revolutionary, and legendary. I got a climax waiting for each and every cherry. I'm like a narcotic. It's microscopic. Dr. Dre and Cool J is the topic forever. My lyrics is rough and energetic. Them cats is blazing. I don't get it. They cosmetic. If Shorty wanna step up, I twist his neck up. You can't get no money battling me. That's like ripping your check up. What, partner? Take 10 paces and turn around. That quick, your whole ghost town is burning down. What I spit manipulates whole clicks. Make them conversate on how real ride my. It's like a serum. I just can't hear them. All them new popping new I never fear them.
As we proceed.
into it. Get into it. Let it ride. Let it ride. Tonight's the night. Yeah. Come on. I got my mind made up. Come on. Get into it. Let it ride. Let it ride. Tonight's the night. Yeah. I got my mind made up. Come on. Get into it. Let it ride. Yeah. Tonight's the night.
And we have returned. Things are heating up, not just here on the Ryan Show FM, but also in the NBA. And as a fan, I can't help but speculate and wonder as to where James Harden might end up. Hampton's Dave, basketball connoisseur, what do you think? Where's James Harden going to end up when all of this dust settles?
You know, for me, as a Nets fan, I want to say it's going to be the Nets because I'm not even the biggest fan of Harden, but Harden, Durant, and Kyrie, you could put not anybody around him, but if you keep somewhat of a good supporting, like some of the players that they can keep if the trades that I've been reading go through, it's not bad at all of a supporting cast. And those three together, it's going to be crazy. But I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I really don't think. He's still got 2 years, so the Rockets still have him for 2 years no matter what. They tried to extend him. First of all, he got an extension for 2 years, $104 million offered, and turned it down. So he definitely wants to go. All the speculation and everything that I'm reading, all the reports are saying that he's wants to trade to the Nets, which I love to just see the Nets in the the news. It's just amazing.
Imagine that. The Nets just that's the greatest team in New York. If they do assemble a team with Durant, Harden, and Kyrie Irving, that's going to be the greatest team in the history of New York. Right? I mean, if Durant comes back healthy,
it's got to be definitely better than the Knicks this year.
You never know. They put in a good coach, and it might just maybe. I know they say it starts all the way at the top, but I don't see the Rangers being as terrible as the Knicks. So if that's the case, then who knows? Once again, James Dolan gets such a bad rap. I don't trust anything that I hear in the media. Maybe James Dolan's just like the nicest guy in the world.
No, he's not the nicest guy.
Imagine he's just the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah,
and just the news paints him.
What about Donald Sterling?
Yeah, well, that was undeniable. He was caught saying those horrible things.
Yeah, that was bad. That was
really bad.
But the NBA, the NBA is coming back next month.
Yeah, it's crazy to think.
December 22nd is coming back. The draft tomorrow, Wednesday night, what would be yesterday for the people that are hearing this on Thursday. We'll see who goes first. But they're making moves. The Bucks just traded Eric Bledsoe and George Hill to the Pelicans for Drew Holiday. I mean, I don't think that. I saw Mac Daddy had his rant today talking about how that's not a big three. I don't think that's a big three either.
I don't think anyone ever said it was a big three. I got to disagree with Mac Daddy on that one. I think it just makes a great starting five.
I don't think he's that much better than Eric Bledsoe. That's how I look at it.
I think he's definitely better than Eric Bledsoe.
He can guard more, but
Eric Bledsoe's great. He's mini LeBron, right? Eric Bledsoe. He can do it all, a little bit of everything, but he's just not as good a shooter. I think that for what Antetokounmpo needs, he needs a guy that can shoot, and he needs people around him that can just shoot threes. And right now,
Drew Holiday can lock up too, but I don't know. They gave away a lot. I mean,
well, they've got 4 dudes that can shoot threes around him.
They got Bogdanovich too. I like that guy from the Kings.
No one knows who he is, but he's nasty. If you look him up and you watched him play this year, he's nice.
If you watched him play this year, and I remember, he's one of the dudes that balls out in international play against the U.S. He's one of those guys that goes hard. No homo. No, he's one of those guys that goes extra puts in that extra against the U.S. and actually goes at these dudes.
Gives it the extra inches.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see
what happens. I mean, Chris Paul going to the Suns. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be a weird year. Like, I don't know how they're gonna do it out of the bubble, or if they do a full year bubble. Like,
everything could be different by the time that this show airs too. In the next 24 to 48 hours, James Harden and Russell Westbrook could be on different teams. Although I am hearing that they, like you said, they want some crazy return for James Harden, which nobody has what they're looking for, unless
that's why all the powers with them, because they still got him under contract for 2 years.
But is it really when he doesn't want to be there? Like, when somebody's just saying that they want out and they don't want to be there, do you really have them? Are they really going to give it their all when they're telling you that they don't want to be there?
That's what I'm saying, but that you can keep them there. And if you want to be miserable, be miserable. You're going to be miserable for 2 years.
All right, well, then you're wasting and poisoning the locker room.
That's
for
like
2
a
years.
piston contest. That's when, like, that's superstar versus owner. That happens a lot more in, like, football and stuff, where you can demand trades and you can sit out. And like basketball, too many people don't do that. So we'll see. I mean, that whole team's unhappy. I was reading
they got rid of everybody. They got rid of the general manager. They got rid of the coach. I mean, the
players are unhappy.
I don't blame them. A lot of change, a lot of uncertainty. Just a strange time over in Houston. Houston, we have a problem. On that note, we do have Honky Wonky. He's looking at me crazy right now. Honky Wonky just wants to spin. So we're going to give Honky Wonky what he wants. Come back for part 2, where we are going to have more basketball talk. The coach of Wichita or Wichita? I never know how to say this. Wichita State, whatever. The point is the coach is no longer the coach. Greg Marshall resigning after saying some heinous, foul, racist verbiage, things that he shouldn't be saying. He took everybody back to the Leave It to Beaver era. Just horrible. And he lost his job. He had to resign because of it. But we're going to talk about it when we come back. This is the Ryan Show FM with your host, Ryan Vernell. I can be followed at The Ryan Show because I don't have a personal page. I don't have the time to spend on a personal page. Follow Hamptons Dave at Hamptons Dave and Mr. Cheeks at The Real Mr. Cheeks 132, and enjoy the sounds of Honky Wonky, folks. We will be back. Let's go.
Bust the rhymes up in the place, true indeed. Bust the rhymes up in the place. Who could flow with me? Just to let you know, we keep coming back with more and more. Kick the rest.
Yo, you want to rhyme? Yo, check. The mathematician of this rap expedition mastered the precision of the faster addiction after you listen. Smashing, I whip them fast with the wisdom I give them fluently speaking. Who would be teaching jewels like science is hidden? Look, I'm tired of kicking head off. See, now I'm trying to avoid from popping the lead off and saw you topping and jet off. It's time and I set off the heat like the tropics. Connect with the hood quicker than fiber optics. I'm deeper than Michael's pockets. I'm equally microscopic, germicidal like an Ebola. If I ain't already told you, you could suck up on my Ricola.
Please feel free to join us in the smoking section because we with all the smoke over
colder
here.
Than older polar bear weather. No, I'm chosen to clear them whether or not they're ready. I'm stopping every time as I'm redefining and masterminding and redesigning. The master architect chemically combining genetically. See, I'm readily sick to the pulp. Competitively, the DNA in my blood, incredible Hulk. And then I shock with a vault enter like El Camino. Supply you with supplements like aminos. You in trouble cause me and Primo finally got together. Yes, we got a script for you to learn from. Everybody get off when I shoot my sperm from. None of you ready if you're still gassing that giddy. I make a movie out of them, Tyler Perry. See how the style I vary while I bury you. Then I'm whipping the Maserati and throwing bread like confetti. You know that we got it plenty. Watch the movie